Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I can't stop. I like doing that. As soon as I remember Tom Waits exists, I can't stop doing a Tom Waits voice for like a day at least.
Well,
I'll just be like sitting around cooking and be like, "I'm gonna put the pasta in the pot." You know,
well, maybe you're gonna be his. Is he alive?
he is alive. He's still alive.
Yeah. So maybe you can,
You think I can
replace him.
follow him up? I can't play guitar though.
You could learn. Yeah.
That's too hard for me.
Just
I
get
can't
AI.
focus.
Just get AI to do it.
I have ADHD as prescribed by TikTok.
Of course, you self-diagnosed yourself with ADHD.
Yes,
Nice. That's
which is why I've been buying meth.
Oh,
Because it's basically the
you
same
se-
as
you
Ritalin,
sell. Yeah, of course.
They're both
it's,
amphetamines.
Yeah, exactly. So you just like you're like, I'm gonna skip all this. The NHS isn't gonna help me.
Yeah, there's just too much paperwork.
I don't want to support big pharma by buying my meth through the NHS, so I'm gonna buy it illegally on the street.
Well, there's a lot of paperwork with getting diagnosed with ADHD, but
That's
you know what?
true.
Gary on the corner, he doesn't have any paperwork. The only work that he does with paper is money.
If you show him the
You know what I'm
green,
saying?
he's like, come in, sir.
It's like, show me the green, I'll show you the crystal.
Yeah,
And then I hit him with a bit of a Tom Waits.
that's good. And he's like, I love you, guy.
I
You're
love
my
your
best client. You're my best client.
I'm here about them crystal milk from you. That usually gets me like a 5% discount.
Exactly, yeah.
It's called The Art of the Deal. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you've ever haggled before. Have you ever haggled before?
I've
never haggled.
I
in my
never
entire
haggled.
life.
I don't think I ever haggled. I'd never
It's
done like.
intimidating, isn't it?
It is because like you have to have leverage. I feel like of some kind when you have to haggle, and I don't
No,
find
I don't
myself.
think you need. I think you need confidence. I think confidence is more important than leverage. The leverage you have already is the money, right? You already have. You're there. You're willing to pay. You have to have the confidence to talk them into selling it to you now.
I think
for the
I
price you
did
want.
haggle once for.
You think you did
on a
haggle?
car boot sale? I think I haggled for a coat. I think at one point because I was gonna turn it into something else. So I was like, I don't want
Is
to
this
pay too
when
much.
you were searching for leather?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and I had to haggle someone down because they were taking.
What you
too
should have
much
done is
money.
gone to a BDSM store.
Exactly, and pay.
They got it out of the ass. Yeah, but at least you know it's pretty good quality, I imagine.
I think don't they say latex rather than leather?
You got to go to a
Yes.
classic,
Oh,
vintage.
vintage. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's cum stains from the 70s on these clothes. You know?
No, I didn't say used. It's vintage. That's the clear distinction. You go to a clothes store. You don't go to a used clothes store. That's disgusting.
You don't go to a
Who knows what kind
BD
of creatures are nesting in the fibers? It's like bed bugs, lice.
used BDSM store.
Vintage. Used BDSM.
You know
used
that
sex
ball
shop.
that you put in your ball gag? It has like bite marks in it, and you're like, oh.
You get like a fleshlight and it's loose. It's like a sleeve.
Oh.
Why do we? Okay, we can't do
What
this.
sort of-
This is the third episode in a row where we've opened with something that's
What
like
what would you have to do
alienating.
to a latex material for that to happen to it? What the fuck?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. Never used
Toxic
one.
Avenger. Jesus. Anyway,
Yeah,
let's
Newell
get.
was coming out.
We're spiraling down into certain topics, and
We need to step away.
we need to
We need
become
to step back.
less.
How do we do this? How do we become more pure?
Puritarian church, maybe go to church.
I don't want to do all that.
It's too much work.
How do we become PG? I'm not very good at being PG, I found.
Yeah,
I think we need to you know what the great incentive is if there's a child in the room, then you will soften up your act immediately.
yeah,
You're not
I
going to be
guess.
cursing or anything. So I think we both need to hire toddlers
Oh no.
with their parents.
Okay, so and they
Alright.
just sit in the room as we record the
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah.
It'll be our third and fourth on the podcast.
That could
The
be a
toddler.
good service, like hireable mother and toddler.
Mm-hmm.
And they just sit in your room and you don't like it stops you from doing things because you're like, well, I don't want to. It just the vibe of doing it in front of like a child is off.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, I'm worried that if I am alone in my house, I'll do drugs. So you hire like a toddler to just sit in the room with you. So you're like, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's
I
I don't want to be
do this shit in front of a kid.
I don't want to be a bad example.
Yeah,
and
I don't wanna-
cool thing about it is that if you get the same kid over and over again, if he grows up to be a decent man or citizen, later on you're like, I did my job.
You're basically the other parent,
You're basically a third parent at this point, right?
or the second parent if they're
Although
single
yeah,
mothers.
exactly. It depends. Or the
Yeah.
only parent, because it's like a.
Maybe
orphan.
maybe it's a dating service that pairs up troubled people with single mothers. Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea?
And what name would that service
So
have?
it's like the troubled people feel motivated to become like the parent that stepped up,
Yeah,
and the single mother gets like some support.
that's a good one. It's a
You know,
government.
they
government-
a rising tide lifts both ships. The tide being destitution, dereliction,
Destitution,
I guess.
having to maintain a child in a single household income, and also being a woman at the same time, and you becoming destitute because you're addicted to drugs, right? That's sort of, and therefore you both fix each other in that way.
Do you think there are any scenarios out there in which like a gay couple have like had a child, like maybe like an IVF child
Yeah.
or surrogacy, and then one of them dipped, being like a single gay dad? That's very strange, isn't
Ooh,
it? That would be very strange.
That would be very strange.
I wonder if that's ever. Not that there's anything wrong with it,
It's,
but I wonder if it's happened. I'm
I
curious.
bet. It would, I even like probably the other person dying could even turn you
That's a
single dad.
different vibe.
Yeah, I know,
though. I'm
I
not
know,
talking
I know.
about widowing.
But there's definitely those combinations out there of people.
It has to
but,
exist, yeah. They run off. They run off to the Bahamas.
Yeah, they run out. They're a deadbeat dad. Like they're
Yeah,
a
that's what I
deadbeat
mean, yeah.
dad. They are like, yeah, we're supportive. Like they're like, yeah, totally, let's get a baby. And then they're like, I need to get a carton of milk or something.
I gotta go out for a pack of smokes.
Yeah, people don't smoke. I need to get my vape juice, from the corner
Yeah.
store. And then they never come back,
I gotta go get some Zin.
I need to get some Zin.
No, I gotta go get some. That's had to have happened now, right? Like a dad disappearing, going out for for a fucking
pack-
Zin.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. That's sadder than smokes.
I
You
feel like,
imagine being like fucking 25 years old, being like, yeah, my dad left for a pack of Zins. and never
you're
came
like a walking commercials for Zins, It's like you don't
Yeah.
even can't call it cigarettes, where it's like it could be any brand,
some chewing tobacco. Like my
chewing
dad left for chew and never came back.
Yeah. Spitoo, you just hear him do the spitoo sound
Yeah.
before he leaves.
Now every
And then-
time I hear somebody spitting up brown goop, I think, could it be my daddy?
Could it be my dad?
Could it be my daddy?
Daddy
It never
come
is.
home. Daddy come home. That's a good. Feel like a
day for a pack of chew.
lift my baby
Never
boy
came
behind.
back, I left you.
There is a perspective of the dad, or is this him
guess.
singing the song from the perspective of his dad? I would imagine, right? Someone that I don't feel
Yeah, I
like
guess so, yeah.
someone
Yeah.
so bankrupt morally wouldn't be able to create such masterpiece, right? Of a song. But yeah, well, email us, tell us if you're
Email us deadensigns@gmail.com. This is deadensigns, the number one deadbeat father support podcasts. They're not all bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes
maybe
they had a good reason.
They had a good reason, maybe.
Like a second family.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't.
Who are you to
family.
be so selfish to say this dad should belong to only me? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Ben, this is Max.
That's me. We're
Only one of us is a deadbeat. Okay, there's a loud bike going by my house. Cool. Only one of us is a deadbeat father.
That's a
Can
cool
you
dad.
guess which one?
That's
that
a
was
cool
a cool
dad.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a cool
motorcycle.
deadbeat dad. He's fucking speeding away from the house.
You just hear the ring as you're like in the house playing with your toys.
He did like some donuts before he left, so he could have something to remember by. There's a big tire mark on the driveway. You know?
I love you, Dad. I wish you were here.
I go out there now at night and I run my hand across that tire mark and think, what kind of amazing adventures is he having right now?
Yeah, exactly.
And then one day, I went to the store. He was begging in front of the damn
Oh
store.
no! How tragic, you know.
And I said, "Don't you remember me?" And he said, "I could use $1.50. I gotta get a bus ticket to see my kid." I said, "I'm your kid. You don't remember me."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Max, how have you been this week?
I've been okay.
Fuck you.
We're
talking about Strange New Worlds, brother. Strange New Worlds.
I was going to talk about how my back was fucked up, but I guess we'll get back to the... My back was, I felt like I got beat up.
Yeah, you had some trouble, man.
Yeah, there will be
You
some
felt like ruffians
trouble.
came with a
maybe that's the case. Maybe that's what happened. At night, they just like went to my bedroom and I didn't wake up.
Well, maybe you repressed the memory. Maybe you were out
That's
at
true.
night walking some streets and you got jumped. You know, like in Naked. You know, when he gets beat up by the youths as he's wandering around London town.
That's true.
Maybe that happened.
A random act of violence.
Yeah,
And then
but
I
you've
came
repressed it.
I repressed it. I was like, what the fuck is going on with my back?
Why do I feel like I've been beaten severely by youths? How strange. I guess I'll watch a movie.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind. Ooh, windy day today. Got so many bruises.
must have gotten a cold from the cold air at night. Them wafting cold air at me with their feet as they were kicking me. But who cares about me anyway? We're talking about Strange New Worlds, like you said.
At least not until after we've talked about
everybody
Strange New
cares
Worlds.
about what is Starfleet. Actually, that's
everybody cares about the awesome documentary they've made about Starfleet.
Yeah,
this
is a rough episode. I think you were very upset.
I went to Tesco's earlier, and I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about Eddington because we'll talk about that in a bit. But I was thinking about this episode, and it's like, it feels like they thought the main premise was a bit weak with the like, oh, they made a super butterfly, and they made a big Mothra to attack their enemies.
Yeah.
And they tricked Starfleet into ferrying it, and now they have to decide whether they were like, this is too weak. We need like a framing device. How about we make it like it's a documentary, another genre pastiche. Or I suppose more of a medium pastiche. Except the pastiche is so poorly executed that it actually it does distract you from the plot.
It angers you, yeah.
It angered me, dude. I think there might straight up be like post-production mistakes in this episode. We talked about it, but there's one shot in particular that's framed well, and it feels like they fucked up the values a little bit on probably the After Effects fucking camera shake that they put on to make it feel handheld. And in doing so, what is a pretty well-framed shot to begin with slowly drifts and drifts until it's a horribly uncomfortable shot for no reason.
Yeah. There's like characters touching the side of the screen and stuff.
They leave the safe zone. For those of you that don't know, there's a little grid you can put over your shot that just says like, hey, don't enter this border of the screen because this is not action safe. This is too close to the edge of the screen.
But it's
they broke this rule. very hard in this episode. It felt like it was directed by a stupid person.
Well,
which I guess that's who Ortegas is supposed to be. Is a
Ortega's brother, the documentarian, showing off his poor filmmaking skills, I guess.
Absolutely atrocious.
Feels it was very funny that you read that. Like, as I was watching, Ben is like, I'm reading the opinions about this episode.
Yes,
like, why are you doing this?
Well, because it was so bad
it.
from the get-go. Because here's the thing. Last week, we didn't really enjoy the episode, but then we look it up and people are like, this episode was good, right? Mm-hmm. This time, it was so bad again for me that I was like, I'm not crazy, right? Sure, it can't be like 2 bad episodes that are secretly good and we're stupid the entire time, right?
Yeah.
It happens so often. Surely it can't be happening again. But then I look it up and it's like, no, generally people seem to be a little tired.
Colder on this episode.
And I agree with
there
them.
was
Maybe I hate it more than others.
Defending the episode, saying that it's like, oh, it was supposed to be bad because the Ortega's brother is a shitty filmmaker.
Yeah,
and I was like, come on.
Ortega's brother is supposed to be like a bad director. That's why it looks bad and is really bad. Which made me think, because I read that before the episode ended, I did have a think of like, is there going to be a bit at the end where people comment on like the documentary being bad? But then it doesn't. It just moves on. That was the documentary. So I think the thing is actually trying to portray that this is a very good in-universe documentary.
Yeah, Starfleet fucking was engaged with it. Like they like declassified a bunch of
They gave him full
stuff.
clearance.
He had such a pull that he could Starfleet like declassified this entire kind of very. What I guess this case was a very kind of like bad look for Starfleet, right? Because it's like they were literally tricked into transporting a living weapon, basically
A biological weapon. There's 2 warring groups. One of them is losing, the other one is very strong. The one that's losing comes to Starfleet and they're like, hey, can you help us transport our big friendly butterfly to a safe place?
Beautiful.
Please?
As a sign of peace.
Yes, we need to move our big butterfly. And then inadvertently an enemy ship comes up and the butterfly like rips it to shreds.
Yeah.
And they're like,
oh shit. Yeah.
That's not good. Then it turns out that it's a biologically engineered super Mothra.
Yeah. And
that is going to turn the tide of war, and Starfleet have inadvertently been roped into transporting it to the battlefront. Basically.
Yeah, it has like they've just figured to like actually scan it, and it has like a shock collar on it, and it's got like a thing like impaled into its brain to control it.
15 nuclear missile silos embedded in its chest.
When Spock mind melds with it, it's like Uhura. It's like, kill me, please.
It wants to kill it. It knows it's a biological weapon and it wants to die. Which is pretty handy because it would be unfortunate if they communicated with it and it was like, I love being a biological weapon.
I'm just gonna
that would
do my
probably
thing.
throw a spanner in the works.
Yeah. It would have been a lot harder to deal with, than like it's so weird, like the entire framing of how they actually solved the issue. They're like, it's so like we were laughing at Spock like mind melding with it, and he's like,
Yeah, he gets a little intimate with this thing.
He gets pretty intimate with it, and they nearly die or something or whatever. They talk about like,
well, because the people who made it come along and they go, stop destroying our big. This is going to help us win the war. If you take this thing away from us, we're going to die. And Pike is like, not my problem. Sorry, buddy.
And
the prime directive, brother. I don't need to give a shit. That's on you.
A selective application of the prime directive, yes. But like, there's that like dumb moment where like Uhura is talking to it, and it's like, if you shoot me, I'll fly into the sun. And I'm like, how does that make sense? Like, why? Why would that make Kit fly into the sun out of its own volition? Why? Like, it's so like it feels like there's something. Like, it feels like there's missing.
I think you're conflating 2 different things that happened, but I can't remember enough of the episode to argue the point really. So whatever.
Well,
I don't think that's the case, but I can't say for sure what it was. So you might be right. I don't know. Yeah. So that's the main plot. The framing device is that Ortegas' brother, who's been filming stuff for the last five episodes at this point.
Yeah.
Since episode 2. This is his documentary. This is his final piece of all the stuff he recorded, which, funnily enough, didn't include all of anything from the other episodes, I guess.
This was
those weren't interesting. This was the only interesting mission they went on, I guess. Not with that one guy whose eyes got blown out of his skull.
It wasn't interesting enough, and they had to kill him on top of that. Yeah, we forget
even though
that he died.
was literally right there on the adventure with him.
And Pike is like, "Have you ever seen anybody die?" And he's like, "Well, I saw a guy getting his fucking eyes ripped out of his eye sockets, burned out of his eye sockets. I think it's worse than seeing somebody fucking die."
Yeah, I saw his eye sockets get fused shut by a fucking interdimensional soul prison.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I haven't seen anybody die, I guess.
Like, it's
a
so
little different, I suppose.
It's there's a lot of, like, with the framing of, like, this is a documentary. Like, I was like, at one point I was like, these shots don't make sense with him using a drone. They do like cuts between conversations, and it's like
there's still a lot of reverse shot.
Yeah.
In a way that you would be able to see the other drone camera.
Yeah.
Just generally, the way the drone camera is used in this episode is so distracting.
There is
so bad.
It feels like they got the idea. All right, it's like shot from a drone, but they didn't have enough. They didn't want to put enough effort into actually like making it seem like it was fully, created out of footage out of this fucking dumb drone that he had. It's like there's a funny bit that I also laughed at when Abenga is like trying to save that one of the scientists.
Yeah, they're
of the
doing
alien.
like emergency triage on one of the aliens on the ship that got ripped apart by the Mothra. And the fucking Ortega's little recording drone is fucking zooming and flying in and out and weaving between us, Chapel and Mbenga and stuff while they're trying to fucking save this alien.
So
it's
funny.
like, this shit is so stupid. Because I think generally the issue is that it's not shot like an in-universe documentary.
Yes.
It's shot like a bad episode of this show. It's shot like the show, but if it was shot by somebody who literally had never seen a movie or TV show in their entire life.
Yeah.
And they were like, what if we put all this negative space here? What if we just have the character like all the way on the right of the screen and then just all this empty out of focus space for no reason? Is that good? What if the drone was basically like 2 inches from every character's face all the time flying around? Is that good?
Yeah,
is that good? What if we have the little cameras that they have in their consoles apparently, and we just record from that the entire time to show their awesome reaction shots?
They had to do like, how do we do reaction shots with this drone? It's like, they have a fucking like a body cam, but it's on their seat basically.
Yeah, they got like they got a little camera on their console basically. Yeah, there's a lot. There's like security camera footage,
so they can do their Zoom calls whenever Starfleet calls in,
Exactly.
But yeah, it's a bad episode, and it's just like, it could be interesting. Like, maybe it could be. I feel like it maybe would have worked if it was like the guy. I feel like I would just make him like a menace, like the guy that's a documentarian is like just an insane guy. Like,
so the main arc of the story is that, and we talked about this while we were watching it, but the main arc of the story is that Ortega's brother is scared because her sister nearly died in a Gorn attack, and that makes him resentful of Starfleet and the idea of Starfleet, to the point that he makes some strange allusions to the idea of them as colonizers and stuff. Yeah. He literally like refers to... Well, not refers to her, but in a conversation with Uhura, plays with the idea that what Starfleet is doing is like colonization,
Yeah.
And that stuns her. She's shocked at the idea. She's speechless. But it's like but then so it comes around in that he recognizes how necessary Starfleet is, And I feel like I don't know. It's got some weird real world implications, I guess. That people who maybe might be like against current day military forces that exist in our world.
Yeah.
Maybe they're only against it because they don't recognize how important it is, and they use words like colonizer without really understanding what it is that, you know, certain defense forces might be doing.
It's necessary sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, in a way.
It's
and
necessary.
I feel
it's
like
a bad faith.
Starfleet is like a very bad like ideologue for that, because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
feels like
because it's
Starfleet-
explicitly a peacekeeping operation.
Yeah,
like they're
and
literally explorers and peacekeepers. But
and
it's
they
like,
they only you can apply to be in Starfleet, like not Starfleet, I mean the Federation. Like they don't force anybody to be, and I guess, you know, there could be like underbelly stuff happening, and I get that, but it's like,
I mean,
well,
we already covered that with fucking Section 32 enough.
yeah,
haven't we?
exactly. You know, it's like openly, I don't feel like they are behaving or whatever. You know,
But
whatever.
It's like, yeah, so it feels like a response to bad faith readings of Star Trek that people might have had online, right?
Yeah, I guess, right, because the
feels
people
like a kind of
though-
an analog for that kind of stuff, but then to turn it and go like, but you don't realize Starfleet's awesome.
Yeah, they have the entire intro is like, they call their science vessels.
Yeah,
Like
it's like,
ships,
are there science? Are they really science vessels, or are they warships? And then it shows
Warships,
stats
yeah.
where it's like, dude, the fucking Enterprise has 8 million torpedoes on it, and an undisclosed number of phasers. And it's like, it's just a confusingly bad episode. Like, this is a really rough one, and it's strange as well because it's had the most build up, I think, of any episode in this entire show so far. Like literally, they've been building up a documentary episode for 5 episodes.
Yes,
now,
that's true.
And it comes out and it's terrible.
It is true. I didn't think of that. That there is literally like a Z plot in every episode that he's there and he's
It's
making
the
this
most
thing.
overarching plot I think they've had in
And-
the show, like or at least the most front facing overarching plot, because obviously the Gorn is like an overarching issue in the show, but this is the more explicit, like they set up this documentary 5 episodes ago, which they haven't done in Strange New Worlds before, and then the final payoff is like one of the worst episodes of the show by far.
There is like this, like, I feel like, I guess they think that they resolved the Ortega stuff. Like there was this implication of Ortega's got like PTSD after what happened.
They open that up at the beginning, but I don't know. I still feel like there's a chance that could come back in the end, but I get what you mean, and that it feels like they use this as a way to just hand wave it away and be like, well, she's getting over it.
Yeah. She has to get over it so her brother doesn't feel fucking scared of what's gonna happen. Because she says, she does like a speech of like why she joined Starfleet, and she's like, I feel like I'm in control here, and it's like, I was like immediately like, what do you mean you go into the unknown of space and you're in fucking control? Are you crazy?
You are never in control. I watched last week the Locutus 2-parter, you know, and then the follow-up episode where Picard is like reconciling with the fact that he didn't have any control over what was happening to him, and what he was doing to the people that he loved, and he had to reconcile the fact that it's like, but at the same time, like, that's part of the danger I accept by doing what I do, right?
Yeah. And like, even you just look at the fact that Star Trek Voyager is a thing where you can go on a mission,
you literally
and then you
get pulled by a tidal wave 8 billion light years away, and then the alien that did it went, sorry, well,
can you send us
anyway.
back? No.
I can, but it would require me to do something fucked up against your ideals.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess we're flying back. Everybody will be home in 85 years. At warp 10, at warp 9, rather.
Yeah, and exactly, you know, so it's like literally like the most volatile profession in the entirety of the galaxy.
It really is.
So it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
It's strange. It's It's a horrid episode. It might. There's a chance. There's an argument that could be made that it's one of the worst Star Trek episodes. It definitely visually, it's one of the worst Star Trek episodes.
You were very much like when I was watching it, I was like, it was
so
bad, but you were
distractingly
very
bad. It's so distractingly
It
bad. You
is.
can't watch this because I feel like they went. We need this to look different. But we can't put any effort into making it look actually different.
Jesus
So the
Christ.
show, so like I said, it looks like Strange New World still, just filmed poorly.
That's true. Yeah.
It's terrible. It's so bad.
Well, that's your review of this episode.
Yes.
We are still in it's so over territory.
Maybe they'll pull it back. We've got 8, 9, 10 left.
Imagine they get like episode 10, last episode of the series, and we go like, we're so back. This has made it up for everything.
Maybe they go like, yeah, it turned out that there was a little psychic bug on board on the Enterprise since the beginning of season 1. They
it's
picked up on the binary star system. There's a weird little bug that's been attached to the ship, making everybody stupid.
It's the
And
bug
then they flash
from-
back to everybody being stupid.
They have the bugs from first season of TNG come back.
Still waiting for them to come back.
We're still waiting for how many could be out there in space.
They see the idea of them coming back so heavily in that episode, and then
Yeah.
they don't. It's weird.
Well,
It's very strange. They go like, "Oh, what were they doing? Oh, they were sending out a beacon to the deepest parts of space." And it's like, what the fuck?
it's just taking so long, you know.
Holy.
It's flying. That's
Well, they're
the
tiny little
beacon.
bugs, aren't they? You know, takes a while. They're probably going at like 20 miles an hour in space, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Maybe that's what the Starfleet Academy show will be about. They finally made it. They finally made it.
Yeah, the bugs are back. Fuck. Well, let's see. We got 3 more episodes, and it
Yep.
doesn't look good.
Next episode, we got Pan Oswalt in the episode. We love Pan Oswalt, don't we?
I guess
He's got a distinctive voice and look.
he does.
We all recognize him whenever he turns
What
up.
was he? What was that show that he was on with that other comedic actor on it? With the deadbeat, he's like a deadbeat, and he's got a hot wife, of course.
Oh, fucking Kevin James.
Yes,
King
yeah.
of Queens.
King
he
of
was in King
Queens.
of Queens.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was like a main character.
He wasn't. He was like a friend, I think, right? You know, like the classic friend. Like if there was a show about me,
He's got fifth billing on Wikipedia.
if I had a show made about me, you would be played by Kevin James. You know?
I would be Kevin James.
Yeah. He would be you, basically, in this case, in my show.
He's
I
a
would-
main character in season 1 and 2, and then 4 to 9. But in season 3, he's recurring.
Mm-hmm. No.
He's the nerd of the group.
Is that what it says?
It says on Wikipedia. He's
Well,
the nerd of the group.
Now I know how to classify him of character spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Why would I be Kevin James?
I don't know. Who else? Who could play you?
I feel like Kevin James is too old to be me now.
Well,
I could be like maybe an Austin Butler. Could probably
Austin
maybe.
Butler.
Yeah, I think maybe an Austin.
Is Austin Butler on your mind because of Eddington?
Austin Butler is always on my mind. 'cause
Always
he's
on
so
your mind.
beautiful.
Tom
He's so
Hardy,
handsome.
maybe that would also be a good
Too
you.
old again.
Too old. Yeah. You're younger. You would be the guy from the main kid from Stranger Things,
Finn Wolfhard.
or whatever he's called. Timothy
I'll
Chalamet.
be honest. His ass would be playing you.
I would be him. Wow.
Dude,
okay.
Finn Wolfhard for sure. Yeah.
Timothy Chalamet.
I'm Austin
I
Butler.
would be Timothy Chalamet.
All right, I'll
Right.
be played by. Didn't we already do this where it was like I was Lawrence Fishburne and you were freaking Tom Hardy or something? I feel like we already did this. I remember making a thumbnail with we were doing like if we're live action Dead Ensigns movie or something. I think we already did this shit.
I think we were talking about that movie, the Tom Hardy, Austin Butler bike movie. I
a
think
biker
so.
movie. It
Yeah.
was okay. I like Austin Butler. I'm a big fan. I don't think I've disliked Austin Butler in anything, especially Eddington.
Yeah.
He's a great up and coming actor,
I'm neutral.
and he's just so damn handsome.
I like to fence it on actors. I'm like, I don't know, maybe he'll do something fucked up, and then what will say about me when it turns out he's a creep, you know?
Maybe from what I've heard behind the scenes, people say he's very nice.
He's like, that's the thing.
But I
It's like
don't know him. I'm not talking about him as an individual. I'm just talking about him as an actor, though.
It's the safest bet to make is to face it on actors, because it's like nobody cares, Nobody cares if you go like, I don't
But
care
I'm
about
not talking about his
that.
personality. I'm just saying he's good in things.
But some people can judge you now for that, and but
That's true.
me, they can go like, well, he didn't say he's good or bad.
I think more than likely people will be judging you for enjoying Eddington.
That's true. Eddington, the new Ari Aster film.
Eddington. Ari Aster
Movie.
is back. If you're in America, this shit's been out for like 2 months already. But unfortunately, we live in a country in which they go, well,
Yeah, who gives a
pal,
fuck?
you gotta wait.
We need to
You're
we need
gonna
to
have wait for
translate this
one.
movie into English first, for it to be released.
Well, I said this to you, and I felt this way after watching it, but I feel like there's a part of me that thinks that people outside of America could marginally enjoy this film more than Americans.
Maybe
Just
there's
because
a
I feel
separation.
like for Americans, not to say that the world isn't facing the concepts that exist in this film, but in the film they are portrayed explicitly American.
Yeah.
So if you are American, you might watch this film. It might feel maybe too raw for you.
Yeah, we can sit there and go like, oh, dumb America.
Honestly, to a degree, that's like what I mean, and I'm not saying that in that I agree with it, but I think
But we're
that is a small reason why it could be marginally more successful.
Yeah,
outside of
we're-
US. But
we're
unfortunately,
no-
it's not successful. Anyway.
we are no better than them, but we can sit here and and say
That's
oh,
what I'm
dumb
saying. I'm not saying I
Americans.
feel that way, but I think there are a good enough amount of people that do feel that way outside of
Yeah.
America.
Yeah,
That
there's
I
a
could see
degree
that
of
being
separation.
a thing. That people could watch this being like, "Oh, Americans are so stupid that they have these issues." Meanwhile, we're here and we're fucking constantly trying to destroy any infrastructure for trans people and shoot fucking immigrant boats.
Yeah,
Shit.
well,
we're just
you know.
as bad. We're just as bad. But unfortunately, the media has made it so that America is the stupid one, and we are actually
and
inherently
also
smarter.
the news cycle of America is so penetrates every single other country, so it's
Yeah.
like you sometimes catch yourself not even looking at the stuff that is happening locally because you see what's going on over there instead, But yeah,
Ain't nobody seeing this movie, though.
yeah, I'm looking
Ain't
at
nobody seeing this
the.
film.
I'm looking at
But that's
the.
fine.
In domestic is $10 million, which is
You know what
not
I-
a lot.
You know what I really like that I haven't seen people talk about with this film?
I don't know.
I like the poster a lot.
Oh yeah, I actually looking
I
at it
really
now.
like the poster. I
very,
walk by it. There's
like-
like a couple of them up in my city, like bus stop ads and stuff, and I always catch it and go, that is a good looking poster. It
Yeah.
looks like a classic poster.
Yeah, it is a very Western, like a Western style poster, and that's what this movie
that's
is.
in keeping with
Yeah.
the themes.
And I also like the alternative poster with the bisons. What are they called? Bison. What are they called?
Right?
What are they called? The cows that Americans killed. All of
Oh,
them.
the bisons.
Bisons, like falling off a
AI
cliff.
mode, man. I'm so sick of it. Just as a little aside, I hate that they've made AI mode the first little tab on
It
Google
is-
now.
yeah,
So if
I
I'm
do
looking
not
at
like
images and I want to go back to all, I always click AI mode. And I
It
want
is-
to fucking
it is-
kill them.
It is very much a way of like probably whatever department runs that. Like,
Yes,
oh look
yeah,
at all
yeah.
the clicks we're
They go,
getting,
we're
and it's
getting
like
so many clicks on AI mode. We're
It's like
millions
people
and
going
millions
like-
of clicks daily.
fuck off! I don't want to click on it.
It's so annoying.
It is a
It's
very
so
annoying thing.
Oh my God. Anyway, Eddington.
But yeah, the alternative poster of the bisons falling off
Yeah.
the cliff is also
No,
very,
the-
very on the nose and also very on theme.
It's a reference to I'm pretty sure it's a direct reference to a piece of art of bisons or some creature toppling off a cliff. I can't remember.
There was,
but that's not entirely original for the movie. That imagery is what I mean to say. I think it's based on like a famous painting or photograph. Anyway, Eddington Max. As I said, bear in mind that people will judge you for how you react to this film, apparently, because it's a bit divisive. How do you feel about Eddington?
I feel I like this movie. I like this movie because it had the cojones, the balls,
The cojones,
the heavy balls to talk about just stuff that is happening now.
You're right about Black Lives Matter.
That's true, exactly.
Because
and
nobody
how
else
bad
is
it is.
tackling this.
Yeah. No, like the idea of just covering, like it feels like I talk about, I bring this up even with Star Trek, where it's like we're covering stuff that's like they're afraid to talk about the things that we're dealing with right now.
It takes a lot of swings. It's a very current film that takes a lot of swings at topics that are in the news constantly these days.
Extremely divisive.
And, whether they land or not, I suppose that's you play it by ear. But I don't know. After watching this film, Max, I disagree. I think Harry Astor is a reactionary, libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's a centrist.
Stricken from Hollywood. He's a centrist chud.
Fencer.
Right-wing libertarian fencer like you.
Libertarian.
And he's ruining this world.
A classical liberal.
That's a joke if you're listening, Mr. Harry Astor. I don't know if you do.
Come on our show for some
please
reason.
Talk to us.
That would be funny.
Our friend Ash would love to hear from
We got Ari Aster. Yeah. An exclusive interview for Ash. We talk about Ari Aster with Ari Aster.
So funny.
That would be amazing. I don't even know what would like. I feel like I would die of like. I would be so. I could just imagine the amount of sweat I would produce, like trying to do like an interview with an actual.
I think we'd connect. I think we'd connect.
You
really
think
strong.
so?
Yeah.
All right.
I think you'd be like, you want to be a cameo in my next film? I'd be like, brother, name the day I'm there.
Yeah.
For you. But no, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we talked about Beau's Afraid before, didn't we, on the podcast?
I think so.
I don't think you saw it until a while after. I saw it in the cinema. I think you saw it like when it came out on
digital,
I think so. Right? So I think we talked about it maybe then when you watched it. But we both really liked that film, and I agree with you here. I enjoyed Eddington a lot. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, very.
There's a lot of great underplayed little jokes and visual gags. A lot of like very obvious jokes too. But yeah, like you said, it's a really divisive movie. There's a lot of people who maybe not necessarily take the movie at face value, but there are a lot of people who kind of resent how indirect it is, I suppose.
Yeah, and a lot of people like, I don't know, like there is that idea of like, oh, if something I agree with gets portrayed in a certain light, therefore this is bad, and it's like I cannot suddenly this is a bad, this entire piece of media is suddenly bad because it portrays a certain thing that I agree with in a term I don't agree with, right? So I discount this entire piece of media from that point on, and that's, you can see it in the reviews, like on Google, you see a lot of 5s and 4s and whatever, high ratings, and just a shit ton of 1s, where it's like,
I think clearly, at this point, we should call that divisive of a review scale the Astor special.
That's
I don't
true.
think any of his movies will ever not be rated this way, where there's either a camp of people that go, this is incredible, or a camp of people that go, he should not make movies anymore.
Yeah. And we don't know after this one, honestly, with the box office.
I think he'll keep going. There's always space for creatives. I don't think he's made anything that's like, because the movie's not the movie's not incompetently bad or anything. Like,
No,
it's
no.
very divisive, but like I'm sure it still shows like, you know, we made this huge fucking like this huge dramatic film in this town, like within the modest budget, you know, and it may not have made it back, but like I think one of the strongest things a filmmaker can always be is like the ability to turn in work consistently, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I think that's
true.
honestly like one of the strongest aspects a filmmaker can have. At least within like a studio mindset, obviously, like not creatively, but like within trying to get things made. It's good to have the ability to go like, well, I made 4 movies, and they all did like fine, but they were all made and produced really competently, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and people didn't like. It doesn't seem like people complain on working on these films. It seems like
I mean, Joaquin Phoenix has worked with him twice now, you know?
yeah, exactly. He's a.
I don't think he ever really works with people like multiple times. He did like 2 Paul Thomas Anderson films, 2 Joker films, obviously, but like outside of that, I feel like Joaquin Phoenix. Well, I said that really good.
Phoenix. Phoenix.
I feel like generally he doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't like work with people consistently.
Yeah.
Much.
Interesting, beautiful performances in this film.
Great
Everybody,
performances. I loved it. I can't sing enough praises about this film.
Pedro Pascal
really
playing like an asshole, which is fun to see him play like a dickhead, basically.
The music is great. Cinematography is fantastic. There are a lot of like really beautiful shots in this film.
Yeah,
Really well done shots.
I love the portrayal of the town. Like it's very much, you basically get to see the entirety of it throughout the film.
And it feels like a ghost town because of the pandemic.
It does. Yes, absolutely. And I love how you just like the beginning of the movie, you see the gun store in the background, and then it comes back. So you can literally kind of work out the layout of this town and through this film, and it makes you feel like part of this community, right? On top of that, you know, in a way, you know, like, you know,
that way necessarily.
I feel a little bit like that. Like I get to see this place.
Like,
a little
damn, I
bit.
wish I lived in Headington.
Maybe, you know, it seems like a okay town to live in.
Going to the smallest Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
riot.
20 people or whatever.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of great there's very great down-to-earth characters that just have like little things. You learn a lot about the characters so naturally.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
There's not too much like expository dialogue about them. It's like you like the 2 deputies that Joe Cross has.
Yeah.
You learn so much about them just from like little bits of dialogue, like Michael saying like, oh, you get people, you know, and we should also tell people to get Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah,
you learn so much about that. The other way the other guy says Black Lives Matter.
I didn't catch that, but yeah, that's awesome.
He always refers to it as Black Lives Matter.
Oh no,
it's so bad. Stuff like that. You get to learn so many great little details. It's very subtle, and I think but I think generally, it seems like politically is a very divisive film. I think a lot of people because there are jokes. I don't think they're necessarily at the expense of like the Black Lives Matter movement, you know?
Yeah, I
but
feel like
there's definitely like people read them in such a way. But I don't know. I think he's talked about this in interviews. I don't know if you went and listened to or read any of what he's been saying.
I've listened to some. I think I've listened to the. What is he called? Barry.
Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Yeah, he had like a talk with him.
Yeah,
right?
with him. Yeah.
But he's talked a lot about like the way the movie portrays like the theatrics of the time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's I think that's an interesting way to take it because like it shows theatrics on both sides pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, I think it portrays the guidelines of the pandemic and how people reacted with them pretty naturally, the way that is like, that's really true to life. I remember it being that way. It's not overplayed or anything, but it feels like all the people are like, we got to do this, even if we don't necessarily think we need to in this exact moment, but like we got to do it as part of the community. And then on the other side, Joe Cross is incredibly theatrical on the other end of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. It's a great bit at the beginning of the film. He's obviously it opens and is centered entirely around him not wanting to wear a mask, right?
Yeah,
It's like the impetus of the film or whatever. And I love that bit at the beginning when he goes to Ted's bar because he's called in about this belligerent homeless guy at the front door, right?
Yeah.
And Ted walks up to the glass and he's got a mask on and he's trying to explain to him like what he needs him to do. And Joe is saying, I can't understand you with that thing on. And you can clearly hear him so clearly like what he's saying. But he's like, I can't understand you when you've got that on. You need to take that off. And it's so theatrical. But it's interesting that people... I think it's interesting that people can watch this film and take a reading that Ari Aster is like sympathetic to like libertarians and right wing people in this film.
This is definitely, in my opinion, I feel like it's I feel like the idea of the mask and stuff is rather more to show the division, right, between people rather than the actual, I don't believe that masks don't work, sort of idea,
Well, because I think it's a great way to show the mindset of Joe Cross as a representation of right wing and libertarian people during the pandemic, because they see their campaigning for a removal of masks as altruistic, right?
Yes.
The mindset is very like. He sees the idea that to not wear a mask is like selfless almost, right?
Yes.
And to wear a mask is selfish. But like it's or rather to force him to wear a mask even though he's asthmatic and that supposedly
I can't breathe.
interrupts his breathing is a selfish act, when in reality it would be selfish of him to not wear it,
It's that
but
kind of
the way that mindset flips it into being like people are being selfish as a group wanting me to do something.
Yes, exactly, because it's a irony of like the big government is making me do this while I'm doing police brutality on people, and I'm using my position as a sheriff to kind of stand in a way like do bad things, like what's it called, like abuse my power, like there are sections in this movie where he is literally just going, I'm the sheriff, I just get to do
He's
this,
throwing his weight around,
which is like, it's completely the opposite thing, like big government bad, but my government good, in this, because I've been here for 7 years, therefore the community trusts me, although I'm a son-in-law of the previous sheriff, so that's probably why
the
I
previous
became
sheriff who was alleged to now be of been raping his daughter.
Exactly,
and then, but yeah, I think it's it's very easy, I guess, to read this film in a negative light. But I think I don't know. I guess you just gotta have faith that you're like that Ari Aster isn't saying.
Yeah, that's
these
the
things,
thing.
You're gonna be
It's
able
like,
to go like, I don't believe that this is like what he's trying to get across. With
that would be very funny if like in 10 years or something, he says like, I actually was making fun of what like he says like straight up I
almost wonder if that, because I feel like for Beau is Afraid and Hereditary and Midsommar, he wasn't really like out there talking about the films as much, I feel like this time around though, for this movie, he's been a lot more, at least in the spaces I've been paying attention to, he's been a lot more like talking to people and talking about what the movie is about for him and what it means for him, probably explicitly because he's looking at it going, I don't want people to have any because I don't want people to have any misunderstandings about what I'm trying to say.
if you take some of the stuff in this movie at like face value, it's like if you just said like, this
Yeah.
is real and this is what I believe, and he would be insane. Like he would be
Yeah,
like
but
an insane
the whole
person,
movie
right?
is about the reality that these people live in, right?
Yes,
it's not
exactly,
necessarily about like this is true to right wingers, but rather this is like what somebody with a conspiratorial and
Mindset.
conservative mindset can see reality like. You
Yeah,
know, this is
yeah.
how they can view their reality.
Yeah, I guess.
And I think for me, there's a greater narrative as well about the Republican Party in general in America. In that, like, especially from the end of the Trump presidency going into the pandemic, all of that stuff became so it stopped being entirely about like conservative ideals anymore, and really just rolled into full on QAnon conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
Became like intrinsically tied to it, and I think that's what the end of the film where Joe
Yeah.
becomes like
A puppet.
face,
A literal
for
so funny.
his horrible QAnon mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And he's like stuck in hell basically because he opens the film being like, we said that she could live with her and she could live with us until April, and now it's June. And there's a pandemic on, so we can't get rid of her. And now, because of his choices in the film and because of what he has brought upon this town, he has to. She's his caretaker, and he has to listen to her ramble about 9/11 and vaccines and all sorts of insane bullshit for the rest of his like nightmarish life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that's supposed to be a commentary on where the Republican Party is at in America, the conservatives being intrinsically linked to all of this insane bullshit now for the foreseeable future, really, right?
Yeah, and also I feel like she's supposed to be kind of like this parody of, Bohemian Grove.
I mean, she's QAnon. She's
the globalists, right? She kind of represents the globalists, in a way. It's very funny. You see the Antifa,
an insane conspiracy theorist.
yeah, and Antifa warriors are getting deployed. The crisis actors are getting deployed in Eddington, and the fucking plane has like a globe, like a hand reaching for a globe, and it's so funny.
He goes through the phone that he finds at the end, and there's all the like raw footage of all the shit that was on the news, like
it's so...
pig roast or whatever.
Yeah.
Again,
and
people being shot from rooftops.
And it's really fun. Just in general, this movie, just like I love the way this movie kind of rolls out. You have like the first part of the movie, which is the kind of intrigue of the small town, right? Initially,
sure.
and the politics of the small town. And then it turns into a crime thriller where he commits spoilers, I guess, or talking. I guess I don't know if we want.
He murders Ted and his son.
Yeah, he murders Ted and his son. It's like a crime thriller where he like covers up evidence. He goes to Georgia or whatever to like. Not really sure. I think he's like trying to throw off scent. I think making it seem like he's not in the state. I think at that time. I don't know. It's but yeah. He and then there's that entire investigation of him trying to like play it off, pretending that he doesn't know and doing a poor job. Like it's a very
talking about it, like, and he tries to blame it on Black Lives Matter. He tries to go like he walks into the fucking room and there's the no justice, no peace that he spray painted on the wall. And goes, so that's BLM talk,
Yeah, exactly. He even like there's a point where they're even like trying to imply that the girl killed them. Like it's so like this poor girl is like radicalized so much.
It's all because he just his masculinity was so
and I think that's one of the themes, right, of like the
sex is a big thing about it, masculinity and sex is a big thing about it. Obviously Brian's character being the like directionless teen who gets into BLM and then by the end of the film is like a conservative
Rittenhouse.
podcaster, Carl Rittenhouse type guy,
Yeah.
is motivated by sex, obviously, and
He's a performative male. if you could
yeah,
say
and
that.
Joe as well is also motivated by his love and also the desire to have children with
Children,
his wife,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and to the point that it destroys both of their relationships. But for Brian, he comes out on top because he gets to head to a first person shooter level
Yeah.
against
As an
Antifa
Antifa warrior.
assassin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to save Joe, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene nominates him for golden citizenship
Yeah.
award or
Yeah.
whatever. Oh man, it's great. I
It's-
love that gag so much. That
Yeah,
picture,
and
yeah.
it is-
and just generally the imagery of like playing a vertical video horizontally on the
Horizontally.
big screen is so funny. That's such a good joke.
Yeah. It's and I, like even the action scenes, where it gets into like the action scenes, like the explosion, the idea, when Michael gets put out there as like they're trying to manufacture like a police brutality incident, right? I think that's where it's kind of implying, right?
Yeah.
And you see that the way I'm really curious
Well, I
about the
think-
way they shot that scene of like that
Yeah.
shockwave coming in, and like it is a very, even though it's not like an action film, like the action sequences at the end of the film are very intense and very kind of just very well done, for
Yeah, well, I think that's something that has been interesting about Ari Aster's like post Midsummer. This and Beau is Afraid have both had like these sudden
yeah
like action scenes, that
Yeah.
are they're very interesting. I don't mean that to be like nice. I mean like I think they're very visually striking and like
Yes.
strange portrayals of action in cinema.
Yeah.
But but again that leads into the whole like for Joe his reality is informed by like old westerns and action
Yes.
movies, right? So like as the movie starts out as a western, it evolves by the end to be like Rambo, basically. you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, he is literally like
It's got
first
the fucking
he's
gigantic machine gun. That
It
is
is
just
so
like
fucked.
it's the visual as well of Joaquin Phoenix like holding this like a fucking gigantic machine gun,
Yeah.
scurrying around town, just blasting anything that
Yeah.
moves. Is so
It is
good.
very funny. The
It's great.
visual of that town being empty is so funny.
Yeah.
Like just the idea that there's like him like firing off like heavy machine gun rounds around this town, and it's like nobody's around except for like his enemies. Let's say that, right? Whatever the targets that he are going after him, the Antifa warriors.
Antifa warriors.
But that fucking poor cop, the
the Puebla.
it's so
officer.
like fucked. Like he shoots his leg off, and it like flies away, and then it's so. And then they do the mural on the
Yeah. Well, I think that's the key to me for the like the for the it's like a false flag at the end.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's all planned because like the Antifa soldiers didn't need to shoot him in the head, but that guy is the only one that knows that Joe is the one that actually killed Ted, right?
Yeah, and it's a
So he
plot,
needs to be
right?
put down. He needs to be put down to keep the conspiracy
Yeah,
going.
but they
right?
have to like exactly, and it's like
At least that's how I interpret the ending. I don't know. about you.
I do agree with that, right? There's
With
like
Michael as the
there
sheriff
is
now
a-
and everything,
there
he's
is
clearly
a-
like in on the situation and is benefiting from it in some way.
there is a underlying like a kind of, I guess, like plot by a higher power, right, or something
Yeah.
like that you could say that. I guess it's one of the things in this movie is that, right? It's like the sowing of division,
Yeah.
but there is this like higher
But
power
it's
that's
like
taking,
and it seems to be in service of the aspect that we haven't actually mentioned at all about the film so far, the fucking data center,
Yes,
the AI
the
data
big
center
tech,
that they're building,
yeah.
Solid Gold Magikarp.
Such
It
a
seems to
dumb
all
name.
be in service of ultimately getting that built, right?
Yes, exactly.
Orchestrating
And
this
it's like
massive
a
event just to get this,
yes.
just to distract enough that they could get this like data center built, perhaps.
Yeah, it's like such a dumb. It's so much pain basically being caused to fucking set up fucking
for a data center as well to propagate what we now have, which is like the ability for people to create their own realities, for people to go like to go to fucking a chat GPT or whatever, any of these LLMs, and go like, I want an image that of like fucking some horrible atrocity happening that supports my narrative, right?
yeah.
I want footage of like a person going into like a big gross man going into a woman's bathroom, so that they can then go like, look at this footage that happened, you know, look at this thing that really happened.
You can go like, what points can I make? ChatGPT, what points can I make that will go against this idea I don't agree with, you know, or something like that. And I feel really smart and fun, you know, because I manufactured the reality for myself in a way where I'm right, or yeah, but it was a very again.
And then at the end, Joe is like nearly brain dead. He's lying in his bed with his insane mother-in-law and her boyfriend.
The carer, I guess. He's
the carer who gets into bed with them.
Because I guess it's like he's literally gets lobotomized at the end by a
I love
knife,
it. I
right?
really like how that visual is done as well. The first person, of his I guess his reality fracturing, really. Right? Yeah. As it all comes home. Yeah. What a movie. I liked it.
It had to take balls to go through with this, and
I think I agree. I think it's a scary movie. You put a lot out there to make a movie like this. You kind of because you can know from the get-go like this is probably gonna be not in like a I'm so provocative, people are gonna be so scared of my ideas, but like you just have to inherently be like, I'm taking some big swings with this movie.
Definitely,
and they may or may not land. I don't know.
People will have a strong opinion after this, about this film, and those are media that's worth seeing, because it leaves you with something to talk about and discuss, and that's I guess
there's just so much in the film. Like we've talked about it for like 36 minutes at this point, and there's aspects of the film we haven't really put as much emphasis on as we as much emphasis on as we could have, like Emma Stone's character, Lou, his wife, and her abuse and her attachment to Austin Butler's cult leader, character, who is very clearly like lying about his strange, fucking insane child trafficking backstory.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of people with real experience.
Yeah, because like for her, it's true to her experience, right?
Yeah.
Even though for him, it's because he has this line, and I don't know if I may be misunderstanding what he means. Maybe he's talking about somebody else, but he talks about how like, oh yeah, I got saved by one person. He's like, oh yeah, Predator can fall in love too. I got saved. Anyway, what was I? I didn't fully understand, but he says like one of the billionaires like helped him, and he says, but then he died of a drug overdose, and I won't say who, and then he like picks up an iPhone.
Yeah, because I think he means they're
listening.
Supposed to mean?
Is that? I thought he was supposed to be implying that it was Steve Jobs that helped him, and he's misunderstanding how Steve Jobs died.
Maybe could be. You could be right, but
it might be like that they're listening. But
first implication was I feel like they meant they're listening through our devices. That's what he meant.
I thought he meant I won't say who, but he was trying to indicate like who he meant, which was Steve Jobs, because he like held up an iPhone.
Yeah, maybe that could be.
But I might just be being stupid or reading it.
Ariasta, if you're listening to this, could you email us and saying...
Can you email us, deadensigns@gmail.com. That's been this amazing episode of our show. Did you want to talk about anything else?
No, I watched a bunch of stuff because my back got thrown out. So, but we already talked to her now, so we'll probably talk about it maybe on some other occasion.
I mean, if you want to talk about some of them next week, I'd be down. I just need to like maybe rewatch some of it, you know. Like even
No,
does not exist in the
don't
conversation.
rewatch any of them. Just
Okay. All right, never mind.
just don't watch them at all.
Okay.
Just don't watch anything actually. Just don't.
That's a strange request. But
Don't
all right,
watch.
so whatever you say.
Don't go on the internet. You know.
Oh,
Just
okay.
whatsoever.
How am I
ban
supposed to
yourself.
upload my audio of this episode?
Oh, I'll go to you. Send it via pigeon mail, maybe. Put it on a drive and send a
Well, I need to
message
buy
you
the
could-
drive off Amazon, like Ice Cube.
You can go to a physical store. You live near a store, don't you?
No,
Okay. You live in Eddington.
I don't want to disclose
There's
anything
nothing
about my location.
Okay. A store. Well, anyway.
I've been Ben. This has been Max. If you've enjoyed this episode, go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Amazon as well. All those places. At this point, I'm pretty sure they all have a way to comment, to rate it in some way. We prefer positive ones, of course, and to save or subscribe it. And if you'd like to email us instead of leaving a comment on one of those places, you can email us deadensigns@gmail.com. That's deadensigns@gmail.com. We'll check it out. Until next week, we'll see you for more Strange New Worlds, I suppose. Farewell.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.